Hey guys, Tarke Cat here. Now, excuse potato quality graphics card. The way this video is going to work is we're going to start by doing thoughts on Breach. We're going to do a character review, how my character's coming so far in Breach League. We're going to talk about streaming, then we're going to talk about health. And also, as a fun little treat to bring back the social eating, I'm going to enjoy a nice meal throughout this entire video. Now, fortunately, or unfortunately, I'm not allowed to eat food anymore, thanks to the hostel's orders. So I'm only allowed shakes, and I should have done this rattly bit before I started recording, because rattles. So throughout this video, I'm going to enjoy a nice vanilla tasting meal. Not milkshakes, just shakes. There, whatever. So, thoughts on Breach thus far. I actually really like Breach, and I like Breach because it has elements of Beyond. You choose whether to activate it. It's very rippy, ridiculously so, but also, in a weird way, it doesn't promote clear speed. Even though it is a mechanic which encourages builds which can kill things quickly, it doesn't encourage builds which move very fast, because you kind of need to stay in one. Obviously, movement helps you stay alive, but you need to stay in one tightly packed area and kill monsters, and then after you need to go around collect all the splinters. So it's not about just well, never pick up loot. It is about, doing whatever. Haven't had that flavour yet. There's like 20 flavours. I only just started them. Vanilla is okay. So thus far, Breach seems cool. Now, I haven't done the Breach Lords. I've been incredibly casual. We have 1 day, 8 hours played, and this is 3:27 AM UK time on the 6th. And this came out on the 2nd, so I've been really casual. And I've been very zombie mode during health, so I've just been like, Dried Lake, OP, whatever. So now let's go into the character. So what is my character? It is a raider. I wanted to try out the raider changes, and it is Burning Arrow. Well, the plan was Burning Arrow. I wanted to use this bow, the Xophs Nurture Citadel bow, which is one of the new uniques added in Breach. Basically, the way it works is all different breaches have different elements, and there are uniques which drop from those breaches. Then you kill the big boss man, he can drop a blessing, the blessing of Xophs, for example, upgrade to the bow, kind of like baited items. And it upgrades the bow into this. Now what I did, because I'm a zombie and I can't sleep at the moment, is I didn't check the base bow that I was upgrading. So I've got a beautiful item level 28. Yeah, I needed to reach level 6 to fix that. And I spent 50 chaos on my item level 28 bow, meaning I can't get it past the 3 link. So, anyway, I was very up. I did it and then instantly thought, hang on, isn't this the bow that I picked up? Oh shit, I realised what I did very early. It is what it is. The thing which is good about this bow, aside from having really good top end, the fizz to fire conversion, chance to ignite, ignites your skill's core spread to other enemies when the radius of 12. So basically it's a prolif of 12 yards, which is quite handy, and you recover 53 life when you fight an enemy. Now, before the game came out, or before the patch came out, it was 100, was the max roll. They nerfed it to 40 to 60. Still, that life recovery is very nice. It's like constant passive healing. It's like super regen, and you're always igniting with this build. Now, originally my plan was to use Burning Arrow. The problem I had with Burning Arrow is for my AoE setup, you can't just use a single arrow. The prolif range is too small, and you don't have any AoE as a raider, so you need to use GMP. GMP has a less multiplier on it, and that double dips your ignite, so that's kind of bad. But also it uses up a link, and because I'm stuck with 4 links at the moment, because I spent all my currency getting a bloody bow, and I've got a 5 link, I needed Wed, because Wed. I needed crit strikes because I'm doing crit, because I decided to go crit and it's only a 6% base chance. So I ended up going split, so I could go Wed, split, crit, pierce, because I'm doing pierce. Pierce more multi-scales, seems good. And for single target, I'm doing Wed, crit strikes, pierce, barrage. I was actually using Burning Arrow, but since I've gone single fire, I'm actually finding barrage is better clear speed. I would use fire pen here instead of pierce, but I've recently changed my boots. I was using dark ray vectors because raider things, having 9 frenzy charges, having the dodge, having the movement speed. I thought it'd be really good. The problem with Darkrai Vectors as a base boot, if you don't know how it works, they have no movement speed. So they have no base movement speed, but you gain 5% movement speed for every frenzy charge you have. So when I have all my frenzy charges up, my boots gave me 45% movement speed, which was really good, and they gave me 18% dodge. They have lightning res, but they have no life. And they're hybrid evasion armor, and they gave very little evasion. So they gave me very little evasion, they gave me no life, so defensively they're pretty weak. They gave me the res, but who cares? The 18% dodge is really good, but it zeros gives me 16% dodge, and the movement speed was really annoying, like ridiculously annoying. At the start of every map, I'd be moving at a snail's pace. They also reduce the duration of my frenzy charges, which is really bad. And when I wanted to do lab was really scary. When I wanted to do trials were really scary. I was thinking, should I have a spare pair of boots that I have in my inventory that I swap around? And then I was like, you know what, just it's not worth it, especially also with Breach. The way that Breach works is it's really good when you have all your frenzy charges, but you then need to stand there, kill everything, then run around, collect all the splinters, and by the time I'd collect all the splinters, my frenzy charges wore off, and then I was back to like low movement speed, and they just annoyed me since I've swapped the Xeri step a million times better. I'm using Daiden Dawn, because again, even though I wanted to initially use Burning Arrow, and I am not using Burning Arrow because I haven't got the links for it, and the reason why you want to use Burning Arrow is because it has the increased burn damage on it, has the very high base, and it also has the implicit ignite chance, which is nice, so that when you don't crit, you're still igniting, meaning you're still healing, you're still doing decent damage. Now, the problem I was having was all of the currency I had, I invested straight into the bow, and because I messed up on the bow and I couldn't go onto a 5-link, I gimped my damage really hard. So basically what I did is I saved up a bunch of currency, invested it all into a 3-link bow, stopping me from getting a 5-link, which is a huge DPS boost, and then I had to sort of make my gear work. And also, because my bow had low crit chance, I then had to invest really heavily into crits to bring my crit up, so I have 49%, which with a Diamond Flask is okay. I'm not running, you know, Malagaros, I'm not running, you know, Rat's Nest, so like, it's good enough, but I had to invest so heavily in it, and I didn't have any currency, I couldn't get weapon elemental damage on my jewelry. And because I'm using the Daiden Dawn, I haven't got it on my belt. So I'm missing something like 150% increased weapon elemental damage. I'm only running a 4-link, so I self-nerfed my damage ridiculously hard, and it's just going to be a case of I need to upgrade my gear. So I'm in this awkward position where I've actually got like a really good character, which clears really well, but it's like really underperforming because of just like stupid mistakes I've made from just being away from the game for a while, doing dumb things without realizing, and not really thinking. With all my frenzies up, I have something like 25k tooltip, which is meaningless, but with Prolif it clears really well. I would show you it, but as you can already tell, like the FPS is really laggy, or whatever. Now I am using a Cloak of Flame, because again, I was thinking really hard about this whole Ignite thing. Ziz, go away, this isn't your video. I want to go really hard on the whole Ignite thing. So like we use Cloak of Flame, it's nice defensive, I'm an Acro build. Getting that 20% of Fizz mit is really good. One of the breaches is Fizz damage. So I figured, well, since one of the things is Fizz damage, this will help mitigate that somewhat. I'll have decent dodge, I'll have decent evasion, all that good stuff. And it gives you that enemies down to attack burn 20% faster. This is really good with all the Ignite duration I have. Good synergy between Cloak of Flame. Cloak of Flame is really cheap, etc, etc. Because my build hasn't got all the WED, my ignites don't hit very hard, so I'm basically just clearing as like a standard bow build, and it's until I get all that crazy WED scaling which double dips, like until I get all the elemental scaling and everything which double dips the ignite, I'm basically just playing a generic bow build which just happens to do fire damage. So eventually this will all improve. For jewelry, again, I'm going very hard on crits. I had to just get stuff which had nice res. I picked up this ring, I crafted the life on it myself. I know that's a terrible life roll. I'll eventually mastercraft that roll off and put a decent roll on there. But can we take a moment to appreciate this ring? I paid 1 chaos for this ring. That's really good. Really good ring. Just good. Really nice res. Just good. I got this. Again, it was like I needed the res, life, pog. This, again, take off the life, put a decent roll on. It's all good. Like, this is all really good jewelry, but they don't have WED. This is like really good spellcaster gear, basically. If I was a spellcaster, I'd be like pog champing all over the place. I just picked up a decent helm. All of like Funnily enough, all of my gear, aside from the bow, was really cheap. None of my jewelry I paid more than 1 to 2 chaos for. The Zeries, I think, were 4 chaos. Dyed in Dawn's was like 1 chaos, such a cheap item. Gloves, again, were like 1 chaos. Helm was like 1 chaos. Cloak of Flame, I think I paid 4, because I got it really early into the league. Signal Fire was probably... It had potential to be one of the most expensive items. At the start of the league, there weren't many of them, because again, it's a prophecy item. It's the upgraded Black Gleam. And I was using a Black Gleam for leveling. But people wanted like 30 chaos for them, 50 chaos, whatever, and I was like, screw that. So I just waited. I picked up a Black Gleam for 1C, and then... One moment. The Quiver had the potential to be one of the most expensive items. Originally, as I was saying, there was like 30, 40 chaos for them. But I ended up just buying a Black Gleam for 1, waited and waited and waited. Eventually the prophecy got listed and I managed to grab a cheap prophecy. Immersion. Managed to grab a cheap one for like 2 or 3C. So the total character, aside from the bow, which I spent 50 chaos getting the upgrade for and screwed myself over really badly, I probably spent 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, probably spent 21 chaos. And it's actually really easy to make currency this week. So I actually invested quite a lot into this character, and it is a bit underwhelming. I'm a bit disappointed, but again, that's mostly just because of I gimped myself with my lack of wed. I gimped myself with the 3-link bow. But you know, I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to seeing how far I can push it. Now, to help with the lag fiesta, I'm going to go to the build tree real quick. Okay, so this is the build that I'm working with. And there's a couple of things that I'm happy with, some things I want to test out, some things I want to sort of play around with. But I basically just went with generic as fuck bow base because, I wasn't expecting to get the bow that early. I didn't think I was going to get the bow until much later into the league. I thought they would be much harder to obtain. I didn't think I would make as much currency as I did, just AFK farming Dried Lake where I felt like a zombie. And I ended up getting the bow a lot earlier, so, you know, there are a few things I want to tweak. This is sort of the base of it. Now, it's level 90 build, you can trim the jewels, you can trim the flask nodes, these are really good. You can trim these 3 nodes, they're nice, they give wear, don't do 100% elemental damage, they give me a little bit of Ellie Pen. You can drop phase acro, especially since there's the new chest, which looks really good by the way. It gives you life, it gives you phase acrobatics, it has really good evasion, it has 5 to 10% increased dexterity, and it has 100% reduced Arctic Armor cost, so you get free Arctic Armor. It has minus 30 cold res, so it's got like a lightning core effect, but it potentially saves you like 4 skill points, gives you a free aura. Yeah, I think it's really good. I think it has a lot of potential. Also, the dexterity scaling is obviously really good for anything which, you know, worries about dex scaling, so, you know, insert unique items here which worry about dex scaling. Really, really good chest. Very powerful. Get the life up. It's kind of always awkward right side of the tree. There's a few different things you can do. You can stretch around to Scion, pick up the Scion stuff, grab the jewel, cut these points, it is more points, cut other things, and you end up with, you know, 17% more life and a jewel, so that's good. And it is sort of worth doing, but you need a higher level character to really make worth of it. So you'd rather just take stuff in the local vicinity. Another good thing about getting the life wheel above Shadow is it gives you the int, and you often struggle with int in these kind of builds because, you know, you have curses and you have heralds and all that other stuff. But, you know, it's fairly generic tree. I'm pretty happy with it. If anyone, you know, wants to replicate this character, this is what I would go for. But, you know, I feel like I could have just done this build much better going Inquisitor. It would definitely do 1,000,000 times more damage. I would almost definitely one-shot myself to Reflect. You could also do it as Elementalist, but it's kind of awkward because the bow has the inbuilt Prolif effect, so you kind of don't want to go Elementalist. You go, oh, it's got the inbuilt Prolif, you just want as much scaling as possible, let's just go. And then it's kind of like, well, you don't want to kill yourself to Reflect. Also, with the current setup, I don't think I need Valpax. I think I have enough evasion with the mechanics I need. If my damage ever does become scary, you definitely have to pick up Valpax. If you're going Quizzy, you have to go Valpax 100%. I always think the bird's got potential to use in spellcaster builds, but we'll get to that. My original reasoning for going Raider, because originally I was planning on going Pathfinder, but then I saw the Raider buffs, and I'm like, oh, Raider, PogChamp, let's go. Was the Onslaught change. The change to Onslaught was like crazy move speed, and I was just like, in my brain, I was just thinking, oh, the clear speed would be nuts, because you'd move really quick, and then you'd prolift, and you'd move, and I was like, this is going to be the best build ever. But then I might hang on with Breach. You don't really move around that much, and Breach is really rippy, and actually with Breach, Phase is really good. And another thing I didn't really consider was, I was like, oh, this gives 40% elemental damage, it got buffed, and this gives 40% attack damage. Oh, it's basically the same thing, but the elemental damage double dips on Ignite, so this is really more damage. I miss out on the attack speed, and this also has 28% movement speed. So going this route, you still get 28% movement speed, so you miss out on like 12% and going the right way. You do miss out on the attack speed, but you gain dodge, you gain spell dodge, you gain status ailment immunity while phasing, meaning you can be much more aggressive with your flask options. You can do more like of adrenalines. You can do more like not worrying about having to fit everything in, run more unique flask, etc., etc. So I think I am going to go phasing, but I do generally think that I'd be better off remaking this character as an Inquisitor. So that's basically the PoE stuff. So what's up with the streaming stuff? So as you've probably noticed, the quality when I had PoE open with OBS was terrible. My graphics card died right before the league. It basically died like a week or two before. What happened is one of the fans had died. It had 2 fans on it. One of them had died. I didn't know it had died. And I just fried it, basically, over like using it for over a year with only one of the fans working. It fried itself. So I stole the graphic card out of my old rig. And it's good enough for me to play, but I do get like FPS issues. I do get stuttering. I know there's a lot of stuttering issues with the league itself, so it's hard for me to gauge how much of it is me using an old graphics card and how much of it is just the league being the league. I'm gonna have some more of my amazing meal. Synthetic vanilla. Also, you need to sort of room temperature. That's the main thing which is weird about those, but anyway. So yeah, I need to get a new graphics card. I was hoping that it'd be covered by warranty, but they're being really arsey with it, because it's like, well, it's the fan that broke, not really the graphics card. So it looks like I need to shell out and buy a new one, which fortunately Christmas is coming up, so I'll probably be able to get some money together and all that other stuff. I'm still waiting to definitely hear from the warranty people that they definitely won't cover it. But I expect that's what they're going to say, and I'll probably hear from that in the next few days, and then I'll order a new graphics card, and then when I have the new graphics card, I'll be physically able to stream with the equipment I have, because with the equipment, I'm just not able to. So now let's do the health stuff, now the stream stuff. So I will be streaming this league, don't need to worry about it. I will be streaming. I need a new graphics card first. Okay. Where's the health? Why am I not allowed to have food? There's been a few things which has happened with the health. The Crohn's has gotten increasingly worse. The point to which they gave me 2 options. I could either go on steroids, which I've been on before for Crohn's, and I hated, or I could cut food out. And I was like, well, I've been on steroids before, I really didn't like steroids. I haven't tried having a shake diet, and literally this is all I'm allowed to eat. So I can only have these. It's 7 of these a day. They are kind of moreish, to be fair. Like, they're not that bad. It's just having them at room temperature is just kind of weird, but anyway. So I have to have 7 of those a day to basically get all the stuff my body needs. And obviously, because it's a drink, it's easy to digest, and etc., etc. They want to put me back onto the old treatment I was on, which were the infusions which knocked out my immune system. The problem with that treatment is it's very expensive. Now, I am in the UK, and I do have the NHS, I don't have private healthcare or anything, so the NHS will pay for it, but because it's a very expensive treatment, it needs to get, like, cleared by the NHS's, like, budgeting team, and that can take them, like, a month. So basically, I've spent a really long time trying to convince hospital that, look, I'm really ill, you need to put me back on my old medication, and now they finally said, okay, we agree, you are really ill, you need to go back on your medication, but now we need finance to approve it. So I need to wait like a month before they'll put me on it, and then do the whole, you know, they've given me a month's worth of the no food thing. I think I'm meant to be doing it for like 2 months. They might make me stay on it depending on how my body reacts to the infusion again. But that's all of that. So body is pretty right now. So, you know, when I do have all the streaming equipment again, don't expect the super hardcore streams because my body just isn't capable to it. Another thing, which I was thinking about whether I should talk about this on stream or not, because it's not a definite. So, you know, it's not a definite, but, you know, it's something which has been playing on my mind a lot and has been affecting my health. I'm currently in the middle of a cancer scare. So, yeah. Testicular cancer. I'm having an ultrasound on my balls in 8 days, I think. So hopefully that's nothing. But, yeah. So that's sort of been another thing going on in the background for the last few weeks. And as you can imagine, you know, it's probably nothing, but it's good to get these things checked, especially when you're about to go on treatment, which knocks out your immune system, because there's some, like, negative synergy there. Yeah. So that's where I'm at health-wise. But the league is doing good. Yeah, a bit awkward, I know. Oh, I'm also doing physio. I started physio. I had my first physio appointment today. That was interesting. The main exercise was standing up and sitting down without using your hands. Now, to you guys, that sounds, well, it's really easy. It's kind of like, what? It's basically doing a squat. Now, because of all the health conditions, I don't do anything. I literally, I don't leave the house. I have a very inactive lifestyle with my condition. And then what happens is because of that, I get a lot of muscle wastage. And then the second I start feeling better, I then start doing stuff. And then because I haven't got any like muscles, then my body collapses because, you know. So that's why the infamous Berlin trip was really bad for my health, because it's one of those things of like, I've been really ill in the house for like the last 6 months and I haven't done anything. And then I went to a convention in Manchester, then like a week later went to a convention, well, I say convention, I went to a big meetup in Berlin, and I basically overdid it this week, knocked my body out, and then stuff snowballs. So yeah, we're on the mend, we think. we're you know, we're not having food. We're gonna go back on the old medication. Hopefully, if finance approves it, we hopefully don't have cancer, and hopefully I have a new graphics card. So that is all things Tarke. The cat is amazing. The cat's chilling. The cat's really cool. So yeah, I'm Tarke. This has been a PoE video. Yeah, I know, right? PoE videos in 2K16, PogChamp. And yeah, I'll try and keep you guys updated throughout the league. And then obviously once I start streaming, we'll be back to the old streaming stuff. But I wanted to make this video so you guys know what's up. Have a good day. Bye-bye.